Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Lottie Loves Paper. I'm using the Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection. It's such a beautiful, pretty collection full of flowers, of course. So I'm using this paper called Sown today. That's going to be the main feature of this layout. I've really loved this paper. It's I think it's my favourite paper from the whole collection, or that one and possibly the one with the green background and the pink and yellow flowers. Possibly that one. Anyway, it's definitely up there. So I had a few sheets of this. I have cut it apart into. What I'm doing now is I'm cutting it apart into the strips. I'm going to distress the edges and stick them all back down. It's like a speciality of mine. Never leave a paper as it was intended, but change it up quite significantly. So I'm just, spending some time cutting apart the strips and then distressing the edges with my scissors, and then I'm going to stick them back down in place. Now, my initial intention was to have this as a full layout, so have the strips going as far across the whole layout rather than like being cut. For example, they weren't going to be 12 by 12, 12 inches wide. They were going to be slightly smaller to leave a white border. But then right at this moment, I decided that it might look nice if I had a white edge on the right-hand side of the layout. So that's what I went with. I wasn't too sure. You can see I'm not committing. So I'm just tacking the pieces in place, and I will see if I'm happy with how that's looking or not. But I'd say at this point I think I decided that I was okay with it. So I'm just folding up the edges of each strip as well to give some extra texture and dimension. And my aim is to sew it as well, although I got completely carried away making the layout and completely forgot to do the sewing. So I did go back and do it later, but honestly, it would have been so much easier just to sew it now. But then I got carried away with the photo and the flowers and the layout, and it didn't happen. So best laid plans and all that. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of these fussy cut flowers from a previous layout. It was from a paper that has these beautiful pink blooms all over it, I think it's called Pink Blossoms or something like that. I used it for a previous layout where I documented our wonderful cherry blossom trees, but had all these beautiful pink flowers left over. I've also got quite a lot of the large pieces from the ephemera pack left over, so I thought I would have a go at using some of those. So you can see there that I have the it's like a Polaroid frame almost that has a phrase that says "Hello, my lovely." It's gold foiled as well, so it's super pretty. And then I have this one here that says heirloom roses, and I have a seed packet. So I thought I'd see what I could get used. And I have the tags as well. Some tags are from the ephemera pack and some are cut from the cut apart sheet. The one I end up using is actually from the cut apart sheet. That's the one with the similar pattern to the paper that I'm using right now. I get rid of the other one just because it just made things a little bit too busy. So yes, I'm just putting out which things I think I can use. I love that big vellum gold flower, so I've just popped that in to my big cluster over on the right hand side. Now I'm just trying to work out how I'm going to do everything. So am I going to cluster it all over on the right? Am I going to spread things out over to the left? I like the idea of being able to tuck the flowers into the stripes. That's what I'm starting off by doing. But then it all felt a little bit too busy. There were too many different clusters, too many things going on. So I had to make some changes. I just wanted to mount my photo, and I thought I'd pull out a journaling card from the cut apart sheet to do that. It was not quite big enough. The journaling cards this time are a strange shape. They're not all like all 3x4s. They're all like random shape sizes. So yeah, it didn't quite fit my photo, but it was okay. It's got a mount around the two sides and the top, but not the bottom edge. But that's okay. It looks all right. Okay, so I've skipped ahead now, and I've got everything stuck in place. So I've got all of my flowers to the right stuck in place. I've got my tag in place, my 2 journaling cards above my photo and my photo all in place. I've got my cluster over on the left-hand side, okay. Cluster above the journaling cards, okay. Just to the left of the photo as well, I've got some flowers and a bow. And I've got that little tiny one down the bottom there. And I feel that the layout now looks a lot less chaotic. So I'm happy that I've put everything together in that one big cluster really on the right, with just a couple of other little bits and pieces going on the other parts of the layout as well. Okay, I can't tell if I've done my sewing yet or not. I may have done. The word love, which is a vellum piece, looks sewn down to me, so I think I probably have done. But I did the stitch. If I haven't done it, then I'll show you. Then I'll do it a bit later on. But I've sewn around the. Actually, I've only sewn along the stripes, so I haven't done the ends. But I have sewn along the 2 long sides of each big stripe there. Yeah, I've just done that with white thread on my sewing machine. Yeah, it looks, in real life, it looks really pretty. Obviously on this screen that I'm looking at right now, the image that I'm looking at is really tiny, so I can't see the details, but you might be able to on a bigger screen. On my tag, I just tied through some gold ribbon. I've got a few gold accents on this layout, so I thought the gold ribbon worked well, and I've tied that around with a piece of pink baker's twine as well. And now I'm just adding some phrases from the phrase thickers. I always really love these, but quite often find that I end up with the titles left over at the end. So I thought I'd just see if I could get them used on the one layout. So I've all these words to describe my gorgeous girl. This layout doesn't really have a story. The photo doesn't really have a story. She's just super cute. So I just put my my words onto the background. So I've got darling, sunshine, and lovely. I'm now putting. I've also added some Bramble Fox hearts to my clusters. So I've got some pink hearts and some black hearts. I've added a little bunny sticker to the left of the photo. And now I'm just adding in some Spiegel Mum Scraps sequins. This is a set called Unicorn Dust that I've been using for a lot of these garden party layouts. And that's because they are a mix of pinks and whites and black hearts, and the black is just really gives a really great pop of contrast to the layouts. So I'm really enjoying using the sequin mix for these layouts. So just getting those in place now. It does have unicorns in it too, but the unicorns aren't working for me, so I'm just pulling those out and just focusing on the white ones, the pink ones, and the black ones. So yeah, just getting all of those sequins stuck in place. I've just scattered a few over each of the 3 clusters, getting those stuck down with some glossy accents. Yeah, so I'm nearly finished. I'm just sitting here thinking, what else can I do to this layout? It's already quite busy, and I wasn't sure if I should continue and put more on, or if I should step away and stop there. But I did decide to put in some gold twiddles of thread. I haven't been using my thread as much lately. I'm not quite sure why. I just haven't been reaching for it. But on this occasion, with all the florals, the ends of the twiddles are just perfect. So I thought I would include them here. So I've just lifting up my embellishment clusters and putting only on the right hand side, not the others as well, just on the right, lifting up the florals and the embellishments and poking that thread underneath, and having the ends dangling out looks lovely. So then I realised that I needed to put something over the top of one of my twiddles. So I've got a bow, and I've got a gold resin heart, glittery gold resin heart from the Garden Party collection. Okay, and now I am done. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this layout. I quite like how it turned out. It's not my favourite. I think I had a different vision of it in my head when I started, and it didn't quite turn out as I wanted, but it's okay. I'm fairly happy with it, and I do love this paper, so I'm really pleased that I've got this as a feature on my layout. Okay, thank you so very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Lottie Loves Paper using Garden Party.